And now Faust's thesis linked to black holes. At the end, what sometimes but not always remains in the center of the supernova explosion is the matter in the compressed form we used to call black hole. It has size of a planet, huge mass, and such a strong gravitational attraction that it immediately begins to consume the matter from its surrounding. The black hole inherits some features of the mother star, for example, rotation speed and its spin, also the precession movement of the axis of rotation. The speed of rotation inherited from the star increases immeasurably when the size of the original star is reduced millions of times to the size of the black hole. Due to the relatively small radius of rotation measured from the surface of the black hole to its axis, it spins hundreds of thousands times faster than its mother star. The speed of rotation measured at the point located on the equator of the black hole in some cases could approach the speed of light. In case of the black hole of the Earth size, it can rotate even several times per second. At this point, the black hole has the spherical shape yet, but not for long. The weakest points in the magnetic sphere are located on both poles of the black hole according to its axis of rotation. The matter coming from all directions is stopped by the magnetic field of the black hole and starts to follow the rotational movement of the black hole, creating the accretion disk. The accretion disk is in fact a kind of barrier. The black hole's magnetic field does not allow the matter attracted by gravitational forces to reach the black hole surface in the straight way, but it pushes the matter to rotate around the black hole. If so, then two opposing forces must be present and act in the accretion disk, as it happens on every barricade. There are those who attack the barricade, and on the other side, those who defend it. There is a clash between them. The huge gravitational pull is stopped by strong magnetic field, and what is in between is melted. Single atoms are melted. The matter is melted. It is in between the hammer and the anvil. The gravity sucks it toward the black hole with enormous power when the magnetic field blocks this movement. These opposite forces are so strong that the matter is constantly melted between them. Atoms resembles coffee beans in grinding machine. The friction produces temperature. It is growing to millions of Celsius degrees, and the energy evaporated from atoms, maybe thermonuclear fusion, turns portion of the matter into radiation, light, and wide range of free particles. Atoms decay into primary elements, into elementary particles, the smallest, which possess the mass. In the case of Earth, the magnetic field causes the stream of particles emitted by the sun to bypass our planet. Much stronger magnetic field protects the black hole from direct impact of the matter. The gravitational forces are much more intense there as well. The matter breaks down into basic elements in the accretion disk, but the black hole absorbs only the part of the matter that creates mass, the smallest possible particles. Huge portion of the matter turns into light radiation and rushes toward the black hole according to different principles. Photons and radiation meet the surface of the black hole, which is similar to the equator ring of the spinning top, slide along the equator ring, and escape from the gravitational trap along its axis through the jets. This is maybe the most important part of the presentation. According to me, and in contrary to many scientific models, light and radiation can escape from the gravitational trap of the black hole. Light and radiation are unstoppable. If so, time must go there. There is no singularity point, no holographic universe, no time tunnels, nor tunnels to another universes. Black holes seems to be grinders for grinding atoms. They restore the matter into its primary elements. I suppose that the black hole consists of only one kind of basic particles, the smallest element, which carry the mass. smaller than neutrons, neutrinos, or quarks, so small that they could be unknown to us yet. They stick together with enormous power. The trajectory of light and all types of radiation is bent in such a way that it must reach the surface of the black hole, but the gravity of this object is so strong that it bends the path along the surface of the black hole. The elemental particles of the matter stick to the surface of the black hole. Only light and radiation can reach and can escape from the gravitational trap of black hole. This is one of the most important theses in this presentation. The path of light and radiation proposed here is in contrary to the scientific premises telling us that even light cannot escape from the black hole. This is false statement. The presence of jets coming out from both poles of the black hole speaks for the spindle-shaped black hole shape. As it is known from jets placed on the both poles of the black hole, huge amounts of light, radiation, and elementary particles of the matter escape into the outer space. It is worth saying that light comes in and moves out of the black hole not in a straight way, but on the way similar to curve or spiral. And when it escapes from the black hole, it is maintaining forever the rotational spin borrowed from the rotational movement of the equator ring of the black hole. This is rare case when light doesn't move along the straight line and in addition present this kind of rotational spin. Why it happens? If the black holes had a spherical shape, Jet's phenomenon would never appear and it would be impossible to explain it in any way. If black holes really would be shaped like a spinning top, it could be, and really is, very easy to explain. Imagine what path the light must follow to get in and get out of the black hole. Maybe let's go into details. This is interesting. I have to say that I'm going to describe the path of light on the surface of the black hole, presenting the shape similar to the shape of the spinning top, which is the true shape of all major black holes, according to my thesis. Major means presenting the accretion disk. If black hole would have this spherical shape, it would be impossible to explain the existence of jets. So the light coming from all sides, especially from the accretion disk, is rushing towards the spindle-shaped black hole, but it cannot accelerate. Also, the gravity of the black hole maximizes its movement up to the possible speed. Most of light and radiation is released in the process of decay of the matter devoured by the black hole in the accretion disk, along with the full range of radiation and elementary particles. The light attracted by the black hole probably is attracted also by the gravity of the accretion disk itself. The path of light has to be influenced by strong magnetic field of the accretion disk and the black hole gravity. The stream of light, imagine it as a stream of photons, reaches the sharp edge of the black hole on its equator ring, but doesn't stick to it. It is sliding on along the surface upwardly or downwardly, as close as possible to the surface of the equator ring of the black hole. The gravity pushes it toward the surface of the equator ring. The stream of light is condensed. The gravity is strong, so strong that photons have to slide on along the smooth surface of the spinning top. They all must touch it. And because it rotates really fast, they simply cannot keep the straight line. Photons run along a spiral-like path toward poles where jets are formed. Photons must rotate along the surface of the equator disk of the black hole, flow toward both poles where jets have their origin, and escape through jets to the outer space. I find this particularly interesting that light is not able to pass across the black hole on straight way and has to carve its path. Photons must rotate. The enormous gravity of the black hole is responsible for that, and if combined with fast rotational movement of its equator ring, both make so strong impact on photons that they keep the spin for a long time, maybe forever. So, if so, we can make assumption that each photon possesses quantum of mass, and its mass on the surface of the black hole could be million times bigger than it is on Earth planet. Each photon has to be attracted by forces of gravity of the black hole with enormous physical power. In the result, heavy photons must rotate as bullets when they escape from black hole via jets. The light path reaches the top of one of two cones on a spiral-like way, then it breaks away from the surface of the pole of the black hole into the outer space, creating with the other particles a jet form. Photons still rotate in the outer space. They keep this memorized spin for thousands of light years. We can count the length of such jets for thousands of light years, and light keeps the spin at least for this period of time. The spin presented by photons could be caused only by the rotation of the black hole, shaped in the form of a spinning top with the wide equator ring and narrow poles on both sides of the axis. The poles must be sharp like a needle. There is no other explanation of the jets phenomena. They must be relatively thin and narrow. Only my thesis explain what jets are, how they are created, and in which way they change the way of light and all other radiation. Many issues are linked to the spinning top-like shape of the black holes. Without the idea of the shape like this, many other issues would be inexplicable. This shape, with equator ring and two idle-like poles, is the best possible shape for centrifugal objects rotating very fast in space. They act as gyroscopes in the space. The rotation of photons has to have consequences unknown to us now, so that the objects, but the show some futures which could prove the physical nature of the black hole. Once the black increase the own size unrestrictedly, or there is the critical value that causes that after reaching a sufficiently large mass, the gravitational forces are leveled by the increasing centrifugal force of the black hole and become too weak to maintain black hole in the form of solid object, apart from its shape, which in my opinion is not spherical but similar to the spinning top. We will discuss it in detail very soon. In this way, I could deal with the idea of singularity and others' ideas, false ideas. The first physical factor limiting the rotational speed of the black holes is their increasing mass. Black hole is fed by the mass of the matter from the accretion disk. The growing mass of the black hole slows its rotation down. We said that the movement of a skater performing a pirouette is fast when the skater holds hands close to the body, and it is slowed down when the skater moves them both away. However, if we add some weight to the skater's body, rotational speed will decrease, even so the skater will keep hands close to the body. In turn, if we reduced the mass of the skater by taking out portion of mass, then the rotational speed would increase even if hands will be open. The second factor limiting the maximum rotational speed of a black hole is the barrier of the speed of light itself. This is the maximum speed at which the matter would from the accretion disk can reach the surface of the black hole. The question is what would happen when the star with mass huge enough to burn black hole would rotate so fast before the transition into the black hole that after the transition the surface of the black hole would rotate even faster than the speed of light. That the speed of the point located on the surface of the black hole would be faster than the speed of light. I suppose that such an object, or the point located on the equator of it, would change into light and radiation when it would reach the speed of light. Simply, this is the only solution. The third factor limiting the speed of rotation of black holes is a set of critical issues connected to maximum mass of the black hole, its temperature and pressure outside and inside at the core of the black hole. I have to say some words about the temperature and pressure according to black holes at all. What happens when the temperature of any body grows? Particles, atoms, move faster. The energy is transmitted to the matter. When the pressure grows, the temperature grows as well. But the matter of black holes has no electrons at all, nor atoms. It consists of the smallest particles of the matter. According to my thesis, these particles cannot be pressed indefinitely because there is no room for that, and consequently their temperature will never grow. It means that the temperature of the black hole doesn't exist, and because of that, it is not measurable. It does not tend to infinity, as scientists claim. It is undefined. It tends to the temperature of the surrounding. Also, the pressure cannot change the substance of the black hole. Even if star is eaten by the black hole, this is part of the matter which comes from the black hole and has no electrons nor protons, so it has to be neutral to the black hole matter and can be compressed without usual results of the compression, like the friction of atoms and the temperature growth. All energy which any matter possesses is released in the accretion disk. There is high temperature, there is radiation, there are dramatic explosions, thermonuclear fusions, frictions, pressure. When the residue of the matter comes to the surface of the black hole, it consists of the one basic element of the matter which possesses mass. This is a kind of ash. Of course, this is only the metaphor. If so, logically thinking, inside the black hole at the core of it and on the surface of it, the temperature is undefined. It is constant and should be the same inside and outside of the black hole. Gravitational forces are strong enough to keep all elemental particles united into one body, but the temperature and pressure cannot grow. These factors do not exist. The pressure doesn't exist at all because there is nothing to compress. There are no changes in the temperature because there is no electrons, even if the black hole would be gigantic because there is nothing to warm nor to compress. The matter of the black hole is made of the hardest substance possible. It consists only of the smallest elements of the matter, which stick together so strong that it is almost impossible to break them apart. There is no free space between them. They are packed so tight. When two black holes melt together, these elements probably stick together in the new configuration, reforming the original shape of black holes into the new shape. The shape could be different from the shape similar to a spinning top in this case. The shape of the spinning top is linked to the presence of the accretion disk. Only black holes which possess the accretion disk present the shape similar to the shape of the spinning top because of that. So this is a bunch of critical issues I discussed here. Now the explanation why quasars and pulsars are in fact black holes. What we call quasars and pulsars are objects emitting light and some kind of radiation in a very regular way. My thesis is that they are actually black holes with one jet directed toward the observers on Earth. In addition to their rotational movement, they also possess the precession movement inherited from the red dwarf they originated from. So when the observer is within the range of jets only for a short period of time, due to the precession movement of the axis of rotation of the black hole, for the observer it looks like they pulse. The pulsation is determined by the precession movement of axis of such a black hole. Simply, the precession movement of black hole axis moderates the stream of light from jets in such a way that it regularly covers the area where the observer is observing the pulsar, making on him the impression that the object shines in very regular intervals, that it pulsates. When we observe quasars, we see the portion of radiation comes from a large distance in the regular intervals to us. this is the effect of the precession movement of black hole axis as well. If so, there are no quasars nor pulsars as separate astronomical objects. There are black holes facing their jets towards us, which is why they were mistakenly isolated as the separate astronomical units with their own names. The enormous mass of the black hole causes the light coming out from jet flashes with amazing regularity. This is accompanied by strong activity of alpha, beta, gamma radiation and emission of X-rays. All of that is emitted by jets of black holes directed to the observer. The presence of so-called quasars, in a sense, proves the existence of black holes in the form I proposed, in the shape similar to the shape of a spinning top. The spherical shape of the black holes could not explain these phenomena at all. My thesis, in contrary to scientists' premises, can explain all the phenomena in the simple, logical, and elegant style.